Hi Denise, how are you?
Hello.
Hey, there she is. Yeah.
Hi. It just
How you doing?
you just froze, and I was like, at
Oh,
some
really?
time you're going to be like, here's Laurie.
Oh, okay. It's all right now. It seems to be working out. Oh, I like your t-shirt.
I thought I'd dress for the occasion. Everybody, it's a good one, isn't it?
Lovely.
There we go.
That's a classic. It's a
It's very
classic already.
yeah, amazing. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Cool. Yeah, there's a few people on here now. See, I keep saying I'm not going to look at it, but 23, that's pretty good.
That's
Because
really
I see like major stars and they've only got like 60 people looking at them. So I think 23 is pretty good, you know.
great. We're doing good. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So far, so good. Yeah. So where are you? You're not in London anymore, are you? I don't
Not,
think.
I'm in Edinburgh.
Oh, excellent. Right. Cool.
Yeah.
And how's that? I love Edinburgh.
Yeah, it's good. So
Yeah.
I was living in Glasgow at the start of the year, and then actually I've got family that live in Edinburgh, and I guess with all the lockdowns and things, like I love Glasgow, but it's good for when things are open. But
Hmm.
Edinburgh, I go for really long walks every day, and it's really easy to kind of get out into nature in Edinburgh, where you can't do that in Glasgow. So it's good right now.
So are you right in the centre, or are you near like this castle or anything like that? Or
Yeah, I can walk to the castle actually, and this is
oh,
so on Hogmanay New Year, I did a gig, like an online Zoom gig, and then I hadn't really realized I'm living on my own, so I drank a whole bottle of prosecco on my own, and then I worked out the next day that I had walked up to the castle at about 1 a.m. to be like, "Woo, New Year!" And the only thing that kind of told me that that had happened was a really blurry picture of the castle that I found on my phone, and I was like, "Oh,
oh.
I must have done that then."
Thank God for phones, otherwise you wouldn't know where you were or where you were the night before.
Yeah.
That's great though. I remember being there and there was loads of fireworks going off. I don't know if that was New Year's Eve, but there was fire. I was at the festival. I think that was like the end of the festival. And there's loads of fireworks. It's really
Yeah, yeah,
cool.
we do that.
Yeah, because you've played the festival as well, haven't you?
Yeah, that's kind of where I started performing, really. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool.
Because I used to sneak into cabaret shows when I was like really underage, um,
Right.
to watch cabaret shows at the Fringe, and then kind of started going, oh, I could do that, and that's where I am now.
Mm. So how many years ago was that you started doing cabaret?
Um, it makes me feel old now, but it was 2013. I've been going back through all
Okay.
photos and stuff. 2013, I did my
It's
first
not
ever.
that long.
And actually, people might be quite interested. I don't know if anyone's watched Drag Race UK, but my first ever cabaret gig was playing piano for Joe Black, who has just been on Drag Race UK.
Okay.
Yeah,
Excellent.
yeah,
So that was before you did it on your own, obviously. You accompanied
yeah.
someone else, right?
Played piano.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
So no, that doesn't seem that long ago, really, 2013 to me. Not after all these decades of my life, you know. Just seems like the other day. If I look at a photo from then, it just seems like 2 years ago to me.
Yeah,
So, you
it's
know.
weird.
Mm.
I think especially in this last year, there's loads of stuff that I'm like I got a new tattoo done in August, and for me it feels like it was like 3 weeks ago that I got it done, and it's like, but then other
Right.
things, yeah, things just don't feel like where they actually were chronologically. I don't know if anyone else.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's this year, this whole past year has been like that, really, isn't it? Like the whole time has changed, the concept of time, I guess, you know.
Yeah, but then
But
also I'm like, oh shit, it's the start of another week. Whoa, what happened? But then also it feels like it's going slow at the same time.
yeah, it's very stop-start in your brain,
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
Lisa here is asking, can you tell us about your music, Laurie? She wants to
Um,
know about your music. So
I
an overall
try. Yeah,
description,
I
maybe. I mean, I hate that when people describe, when I have to describe something that I do, I'm like, but you know, go for
yeah.
it.
I
Yeah.
think like I see my music in two different categories of the like I've got a few albums out and they're, kind of synthy, electronic, kind of industrial, and then I do cabaret songs, so like musical comedy, but still with my synthesizer. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I view those as two very separate things. But then actually, I guess
Mm.
like when I perform live, I do a mix of both, and I like shocking people. I think, like, yeah, at the show where I supported you guys, which was almost a year ago now. How mad's that?
It was. It was Valentine's, wasn't it? Yeah. So
Yeah.
February.
But at that show, that was exactly like something I love doing, because I was supporting a rock band, and then I come on and people are like, "Oh, cool, yeah," and then I start singing like stupid, funny songs, and I really like the like element of surprise.
It was perfect for us because it's like we don't want like a normal rock band, you know. So
Yeah.
and they were really receptive. I could tell they really got
Yeah.
what you were doing. So it worked really well. It's a shame we didn't do any more, really. But maybe later in the year, next year or something, you know, because it worked really well.
Yeah, it was.
But so when you write a song, is it more of an organic like cabaret type thing, or do you do it from do you come from the electronic side of it, or does it depend? Because
I think,
suppose it depends what song.
I think with the cabaret songs, I have to really like think and make a plan and be like, how will I make this funny? Because I wouldn't say necessarily I'm like a particularly funny person. I'm not like your typical stand-up comedian or whatever who can just like make hilarious stuff. So I think the cabaret songs, I really have to plan it out, whereas I think the more organic music I make, it's just like it just comes out really naturally.
Right.
Yeah.
But do they cross over? Do you sometimes, you know, you might write something for the cabaret and then you might do it electronically as well?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I started writing a song
cool.
that was about, it's a new one, and it's kind of about this idea of the light at the end of the tunnel. And as I was writing it, I was writing about the void. It was getting really like kinky and funny, and I was like, this was not the plan for this song, but it's cool that it's going that way. And actually, I think maybe the two are merging, which is cool, which is good.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. So Lisa says, "Sounds great. Where can we hear it?" So I guess you've got a website and everything, haven't you? So.
Yes, on all good streaming websites. Just type in find me. There's all the stuff's there.
Absolutely. Who else is talking here? No one. They're just saying hello, but that's nice, you know.
Is anyone having a drink? Are you having a drink, Will?
I'm having some really rock and roll coconut juice or whatever it is.
I've just got a little rum and coke.
Oh, okay.
Cheers, everyone.
Well, it is Saturday night. It's Saturday night, you know.
You have to differentiate the days somehow.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, rum and coconut. So you've been doing a lot of stuff online, a lot of live stuff, I've noticed, which is great.
Yeah.
So, but didn't you kind of do that before all this shit show? Or has it just come about because it's like a necessity almost, you know, to play?
Yeah. I think with the writing cabaret and trying to write funny things, you can only get so far on your own. And it's like, okay, that's finished, but it's not really. It's about 60% done, because the rest of the work is me trying out in front of audiences and seeing what works, seeing if it comes to me in the moment, seeing if someone says something that just makes it vibe better. And so, yeah, I've been trying to do these online shows it's still really hard. And it's like, okay, finish the song. You can unmute now and please laugh. It's really weird. But at least I feel like I'm trying it out in front of people, because that is part of the writing process, actually.
Oh, really? Right. Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, that's like when you play live, things develop, don't they? When you actually, you know, a song will never be the same like after 10 gigs, you know, so yeah, I can imagine it be the same. Yeah, I tried it, but then everything went wrong. The stream I was doing, like the people that were on before me were completely out of sync. And the guy that was running it, he said, "Do you want to do this or not?" I said, "No." I said, "No, it's just." So that was it. That was my career in online live stuff.
Because I really love with live shows, with live performance, that it's live and it's just really what's going on in the moment, and you can't watch it, and that's why it's exciting. So I think I've this thing that I'm like, when I do my live things, I want it to like not be recorded, and for people not to be able to kind of go and watch it again out of the moment. I think it's really about that specific moment.
Okay. Yeah. So you don't post it afterwards or anything, you just literally do it and then that's it.
For the like me hour-long shows that I'm doing, it's just, that's it.
Hour-long? Wow, that's cool. How long? So you're doing one next Saturday, was it? Is that the next one?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So,
10 o'clock next Saturday. And then in a few
right.
weeks, the last one I did, because I've toured in Australia a few times at the Australian Fringe festivals. I've got
Right.
like fans in Australia. And
Yeah.
the last online gig I did, there were a few people there who had got up at 6 a.m. in Australia to watch the show.
Wow.
That's crazy. And also,
That's brilliant.
I should do a gig in your time zone. So I'm doing one at 10 a.m. in a few weeks' time, which is going to be hard. But
Yeah.
I
You might have to stay up all night
yeah,
to make it feel realistic. Pretend you've been on the plane for 24 hours or however long it takes to get to Australia.
Yeah, I did that once coming back from Australia and went straight to the Black Heart in Camden to support.
Oh, yeah.
Be Blamed for Nothing. And I think about halfway through my set, I was like, this is a stupid idea. So terrible.
No, that is crazy because you think like you're going to be in the next day or the day before. I guess if you're coming back to the day before, you think you're going to like lose a whole day. So it's fine. You'll just be in the day before. But no, it doesn't work like that, does it?
No.
Yeah, I've been over there a couple of times and
yeah,
the first time was ridiculous because we actually had to play literally 4 hours after we got there, you know, a proper gig, you know, sweaty gig. And it was just, it was just like being on another planet, really. Yeah.
What time of year was it?
It was summer over there, I think.
Oh
so that was another culture shock.
Yeah. Step off the plane and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because it's very warm. But no, it's great. I love it down there. Yeah, I love Sydney and Melbourne as well.
Yeah.
Oh, Laurie, someone's saying, oh, Squeakly6 says Laurie makes amazing lampshades too.
Oh, I do. That has been my lockdown project, I guess. Because I've got a few lampshade tattoos. I just like lampshades. You find very often in cabaret venues and stuff. So it's just a kind of motif of my life. I have one here. This one. Here's one I made earlier. Dun dun dun.
Oh, you did the whole thing. Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, so you get the frame and then you make anything else for it. Also, it's just sitting on a bottle of rum, but that's not part of it.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That's brilliant.
It's something to do, you know?
Yeah.
What else? It's just some hours wasted.
Absolutely. That's great. And where can people get those? Is that on your site?
Laurie.co.uk. Everything's there.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Check it out.
Have you that you've like started doing or even like I know you posted that video of you rehearsing the other day that was like an old video from like the 90s.
Oh yeah.
Had time to just kind of go back through the archives and just
definitely, and because stuff comes up because of, you know, Facebook history or whatever, like it's good in a way because it kind of reminds you of all the stuff you've done because I've been like insanely busy over the last sort of 10 years really, but and it's just one tour after another, and it's quite, in a way it's quite good to stop and sort of reflect on all the stuff I've done and all the places I've been. So it's good, but then it's going on a bit long now, you know. So
and
I've had enough time.
Oh god, that gig was so good. I just wish I could do another one, you know.
Yeah, I think I miss the traveling as much as the playing, really, because I just love being in different cities and
yeah. No, I get that.
But you know, hopefully, we just heard that our Adamant tour has been postponed for the third time now. So, third time, but it'll happen one day, hopefully.
Yeah.
Oh, Giselle says that lamp is beautiful. So so you need to go to Laurie Black. Was it laurieblack.co.uk? Yeah. And check them out. Okay. Cool. So that's the next thing you're doing. Are you releasing any stuff as well? Are you putting out have you recorded stuff over this?
Yeah, I'm in the process.
Period?
I actually think this is the first time ever that I have been able to just kind of create without a deadline. Normally, every single one of my albums, I decide the album, I decide what it's going to look like, what the concept is or whatever, and then I make the things. Whereas actually now, I've got lots of new tracks, and I'm like, when I feel ready, I'll make it into an album. And that's like completely new for me.
Right.
So I think probably sometime this year I'll release a collection of songs, but I don't have any, you know, like burning desire to at the minute, which is, it's nice to not have that like pressure.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the good thing about it. You can get everything together and you can take your pick from all the stuff you've been doing, I suppose, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really cool. I mean, I get a bit impulsive with my solo stuff though. I do tend to just, I do it and then I'll put it out the same night or something, you know, just because
Yeah.
you can, you know.
Yeah,
Because you're
and
kind of,
also, it's almost like that. You kind of want to go, guys, look at this thing I made, you know.
yeah,
And
exactly.
I think I'm normally like that, but now I'm like, I'm making these really secret things, and one day you can hear,
All right.
and that's exciting as well, because
That is, yeah. Yeah, you've got to have a bit of suspense, I suppose. Don't you?
yeah.
I guess. But yeah, so, but, and do you normally just put it out online? Do you have CDs as well and stuff?
Yeah, I do have CDs. I need
Yeah.
to. It's one of those. I try not to, but then you know, at live gigs, people want a CD, they want them signed. So yeah, I always have to get CDs printed.
That's cool.
Because especially at cabaret shows and stuff, people really like having a bit of merch afterwards, which is, I guess, totally, it's helpful for me.
Yeah.
But it's just another one of those things that you go, right, I've done the CD. Oh God, now I need to send it to the printers and get it done in time, and like.
Yeah.
For admin.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, no, but it's good. That is a problem though, kind of. I've got so many T-shirts hanging around that I just, you know, I would have got rid of them all by now if there'd have been any gigs, you know, but they just like end up, you know, might as well be dishcloths or something. Probably will be.
But I think people, when this is over, I think people will be crazy for that kind of stuff. They'll be so ready to buy an album at a gig and, you know, whatever else.
That's true. And they might have some money because they might be working again to be able to buy it. So there is that. Yeah. Do you reckon it's going to be over this year? I mean, I'm kind of like, I'm not expecting anything. You know, anything's a plus is the way I look at it. If stuff gets ready this year, it's going to be great. But, you know, I mean, I've been offered I've been offered a gig in April. So a socially distanced one, a real gig, you know, so hopefully that's going to happen, you know, but I don't know, you know.
It's a bit different up here in Scotland because they've been like, we're like 2 steps behind you guys the whole time.
Yeah.
So I know like people were doing gigs again in London and cabaret shows and stuff, but up here still like literally nothing, no live performance. And for a while there was no music even allowed in like pubs and restaurants.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I think when stuff reopens, again, it'll happen for you guys, and we'll all be sitting around up here going, oh, can we do it as well?
But that's probably, it's probably better. You know, she seems really sensible, you know, compared to what we've got lumbered with. You know, I think you're probably you're in a safer place, I would have thought.
Yeah, but it's still hard to like watch friends who, you know, I don't know, it's only like 4 hours on a train to London, who are doing gigs again, and it's just like, oh God. See,
right.
When you're not allowed to, that's tough. And I'm finding that with in Australia, they've got Perth Fringe is, I think, just finishing off, and Adelaide Fringe is starting in a few weeks' time, and they're not even socially distant. They're doing shows, but it's all, you know, local artists, and I'm just having to unfollow all of my Australian.
Oh, it's really sad.
And in like April, I'll be like, I'm following you all again. Hello, but
yeah.
Hard, yeah.
Can't look at that. Yeah, but they were just really sensible as well, weren't they? And New Zealand as well. New Zealand is basically zero effect, apparently. So, have you been to New Zealand before?
I actually haven't. You know, it's one of those things. I've been to Australia like 4 times now, and I should have found a way to get to New Zealand when I was there, but it's just like the visa process and stuff. I do everything myself, so it's just a lot of it, and the booking and everything. So, but I think it's one of those. I imagine just with everything now, all of those things that you've always been like, oh, I want to do that, oh, I want to go there, I want to eat in that restaurant or whatever. I hope when it's all over, we'll just go, right, we can do those things, let's do them, the things that we always want to do.
I think so, judging by the way everyone's acting now. I mean, like the first lockdown here was like barely anyone on the streets, and now this is supposed to be the same.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the same restrictions, but there's like traffic and everyone everywhere, so everyone is just gagging to be normal, you know.
Yeah, really. Yes.
Anyway, I won't spend the whole time talking about the bloody lockdown, because it's quite easy to do that, isn't it? It's the universal subject.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know,
I'm finding like, you know, like I call my mum every day, and it's like we don't have anything to say to each other anymore. Just like, how are you? How's the dog? I slept and I ate this food. Okay, bye. Like,
yeah.
Say to people. Ugh.
Yeah, everyone's in the same boat. Giselle, there are so much things we want to do when the moment comes. Yes, that's true. Ed, Laurie, looks like you do pet portraits too. How did you decide to do that? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I mean, people say to me, they're like, Laurie, you're so talented. And it's like, there's like 3 things I do. It's music, art. I think it's just music and art. And I can't do anything else.
That's a broad spectrum.
I can't work in an office, you know. There's so many things that normal people can do that I can't iron a shirt, you know, like shit like that. I'm not very good at cooking. So I've just like found my strength and like really just honed in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do, actually, I can probably show you some right now. I do, one thing I've started doing is that I'm streaming on Twitch.
Right.
A lot of sitting at this very desk, drawing, just having, like, you know, similar to this, with people watching and chatting and stuff. And it's a nice way to pass time, and also you meet interesting people. And then at the end of it, I'm like, oh, I drew this thing. Here's one. Here's a little... That's my friend.
Oh, wow.
Her name's Luna, and she's from Melbourne.
Oh, that's gorgeous. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Love the colours.
Yeah, thank you.
Mm.
So, yeah, but that's it. Music and art, those are the only things I can do. Don't ask me to ever, like, bake a cake.
But that's because you're probably not into it, you know. That's what I find. It's like you end up being good at the stuff just because you're into it and you're motivated, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, totally.
So, yeah. That's cool. They seem to like the portrait. That's good. Yay. Hi, Susan. Hi, Mick Ants. Yeah. So what's next on the agenda? It is this gig next week, is it?
Yeah. Next. Yeah. Kind of. Yeah. 10 o'clock next week. Almost.
And that's on Facebook. So if anyone wants to check out that, watch me first at 8.
Yes.
And then go to Facebook and watch Laurie.
So the actual Zoom's on, the gig is on Zoom, but all the information is on Facebook. But I like this.
Oh, okay, right.
It kind of means that you can see people and gauge their reactions on stuff. Which, yeah, again with cabaret, you really do rely on audience. I was going to say participation, not participation, just audience like reaction.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. See, I'm not sure about the Zoom thing for myself. I don't know if I want everyone to be there like that. I like this because people can just comment and, you know, texturally. But is that a word? I don't know. With their text. But I don't know about people, you know, with their heads there. Because how many people do you have, like, looking at you at the same time when you do that?
It's like between kind of like 20 and 40.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
so
it's like you'll see like, it's like, I don't know, Gogglebox or something, and you get these little squares all sitting on their, like a family sitting on their sofa, and clearly, I don't know, the mum and daughter who are really into it, and the dad who's just sitting there just like, it's quite funny, like seeing those tiny little visions into people's homes, and you know, how they decide to set up the camera, or if they're sitting there with their cat, or, you know, whatever element of their life that they want to kind of project back to everyone else who's also watching. It's interesting.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, I'm still getting my head around it, really.
Yeah. No.
I don't know.
I mean, I've so long to kind of get used to it. I feel like I'm only now like happy talking on camera like this, and
really, right?
Yeah, I think before, like this, you know, at the start, I was really against it all. And even the online gigs I was doing, like there were like cabaret shows where people were doing variety, you know, lots of different acts in, and it was just like you pre-record your video and you just send it to them. So that was good, because I'd be like, I'm doing a show tonight, but I'd actually be like sitting on the sofa eating pizza.
That's the way I want to do it, you see, because we shot a whole gig in December, actually. I'm just waiting for it to be edited and stuff, so I'm just going to put that out. And I've given it away now. I should have just pretended it was live, shouldn't I? Don't tell anyone, but it's all going to be, yeah. No, I've probably knowing me, I've probably blabbed about that already on here. Susan, on some live chats things, you can set it so all the heads are on seats in an auditorium.
Oh.
That could be interesting.
Yeah.
What, their head, so it's just like a head on a seat. Like a decapitated.
One show that was it was like a cabaret show, but it was live. And instead of using Zoom, it was this other platform. And it was all set up like a show. So we're in what it literally called the backstage area, which is where all the artists were. And then like going onto stage when you were like projected as the main one, kind of thing. So that was interesting. Someone's kind of thought, right, how can we put this in the terms that the show people will understand?
Yeah. That's weird. Yeah. So like if it was like a real gig, all you'd see was someone's phone anyway, you know, in front of your head. So maybe they should just do that. You know, and you could be on that. That'd be really realistic then. Can't go in.
Oh, go for it.
Oh, sorry, I'm just reading. She says can't go in Facebook. Okay. Well, it's on Zoom, so yeah. Christian Das Fluff. Hello, Christian. That's a good name. Das Fluff. Oh, is that the guy? That's a band, isn't it? Das Fluff, I think.
I mean, it would be a good band name. Yeah. It
is a band. Yeah, I think we've played with them actually. Cool. Hello, Christian. Anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So yeah, I just kind of like, this is like one of the only things I'm doing at the moment. Really, is just kind of talking to people every week on this, and I enjoy doing this. So I'm kind of maybe I will do some more live stuff. I just bought this guitar which has got like a beatbox embedded in it, kind of, and it's got speakers on it, and because everyone's doing kind of like acoustic things, and it's just like I thought I might be able to do something a bit different with that, so that's going to maybe motivate me to do more live music stuff, but I'm just waiting for it to be delivered.
Oh, amazing. That's so exciting.
Hopefully I mean, it might sound like shit, you know.
But that's the thing. You're like, I can't go to any shops. Hopefully this thing is the correct thing when it arrives at my door. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah. I mean, did you just use the microphone on the phone when you're playing live? Or?
I do. I can't be bothered to properly set everything up.
But that's fine. Yeah.
Also, like with Twitch and stuff, I just use my phone and my phone. Oh, Squilky. Hi, Squilky. Yes, Squilky says, I love Laurie's songwriting sessions on Twitch. I do some songwriting on Twitch as well, which is like,
all right.
It's a very exposing kind of going, right, I'm writing this song and I think I'm going to change to this chord now or whatever. But it's, you know, I think more than anything, just trying new stuff, because only, you know, so much new stuff we can do at the minute.
Yeah. But that's cool.
But but with Twitch, it's like lots of people can just watch what I'm doing for free. So I'm like, if you want to hear the proper recorded quality stuff, then go, you know, like purchase some of my music.
Right. Yeah. Well, as long you've got to kind of make that clear, haven't you? Because otherwise people just think that's all they can. That's their route to you, I guess. You know. Yeah. Ed says, "How do you know each other?" I think it's probably through David, isn't it? Really, David. You've known David for a while. David from Rachel Stamp, I was going to say my old band, but I guess we're still going. But it is still an old band, even though we're still going. Yeah. So, it's through David. Yeah. I know David's done some gigs with you. I saw him play with you. That was at the Black Heart, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, God.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I couldn't tell you how I know David. I think just literally from bars and clubs and stuff around London.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess that's how we know each other. Yeah, it's a bit blurry. But yeah, the Black Heart. Yeah, I just saw something about it being. They're trying to save it, aren't they? Yeah. They're trying to have some kind of petition to save it.
Yeah, it's such a shame. All of these independent places. Like I saw that Crowbar's closed down, which is, you know, rubbish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing around there now. There was nothing around there before it was all closing down anyway. The Borderline went, and
Yeah.
obviously the Astoria, that was probably before you were born anyway, the
No,
Astoria.
Astoria.
Sorry?
Completely underage, well underage, sneaking in.
Oh, you did go to the Astoria. When did it? Yeah. It was amazing. It was the best venue ever, I think.
It was, yeah, totally the best venue.
Even though one of our keyboard players got electrocuted backstage. Or not electrocuted. Electrocuted implies that they died, but they didn't die. I don't know. It's something to do with the plumbing. I think she was washing her hands, and she touched one of the pipes, and she got like a massive. And it was just before we had to go on. It was really bad.
Shit.
Yes. So it wasn't the safest venue, but it was a very good venue. Backstage.
I mean, that's like pure rock and roll. A bit of danger.
I guess so. Yeah, it was. Yeah. I can't imagine what it'd be like to get electric shock and then have to go on stage. You know, mind you, I've got one on stage before. Have you ever got one off the mic?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
It is. Yeah. No fun. But I also I fully stand by. At some point in my life, I will smash my teeth out with a microphone. Like the amount of times I've like split my lip, just like being aggressive with a microphone. That sounds bad. But one day I'll smash my front teeth out and I'll just be like, it's happened. And I'll just call my mum and be like, it's happened.
It's all part of the cabaret though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could you could get some fake ones and then pretend it happens by the end of every gig, or like lose something, you know.
Throw them into the crowd.
Yeah. I remember David Cut.
I don't know if stuff like that will be really I think it'll be frowned upon after COVID. But I think that's there's a lot of participation in cabaret that I think is like a bit too much. So I think maybe it might scale that stuff back down, which to me isn't such a bad thing.
That's true. I just try and remember some of the crazy things, like because David I remember he actually cut his hair on stage once and threw his hair into the audience and stuff. Like he had pigtails or something and cut them off. So yeah, you wouldn't be able to do that now, would you? Really?
You could do it and then put them in like a plastic bag.
Yeah, you could do it and put them in that. What's that thing you have at a barber that you put the scissors in? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's called, but it's blue liquid. Put his green hair in some blue liquid and then throw it out. Yeah.
Oh, like formaldehyde. Great.
And actually, I saw. Yeah, exactly. Put it in formaldehyde. I saw Lindemann.
Yeah.
The guy from Rammstein. I saw him at the Forum. That was one of the last gigs I saw last year. And they were throwing out dead fish, you know, so I can't imagine that happening again.
No, but also
really?
There's probably like vegetarians in the crowd, right?
Yeah. I was...
If I got a dead fish thrown at me in a crowd.
I know. I was just happy that I was at the back because I am a vegan, you know, so it would have been disgusting. Imagine if you're just talking and you got a sardine in your mouth. Actually, they were big fish. They weren't sardines. I'm pretty sure they were real because you can sort of tell by the way they're flopping in the air, you know.
Well, I guess that was the whole thing about all these black metal bands, like with pig heads and goat heads and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's like that's all banned now, so they're like the only after all the like terms and conditions, the only thing that they've worked out that dead animal they can have is a fish. It's not quite that rock and roll.
Not really, no. It's like there was this psychobilly band called King Kurt that used to just go to the butchers before they played, I think, and they just used to have just throw out everything bloody, you know, hearts and everything.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
We'll have cleaner clothes, I guess, after gigs. Or,
that's true.
Have you seen the Flaming Lips gigs that have been happening?
Oh, with the bubbles. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Then fucking throw anything. You're fine.
That's true. I'd do a gig in a bubble. I think it'd look really cool anyway, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, because Wayne Coyne would, I saw them in Edinburgh kind of not this time last year, maybe kind of September, October 2019. And Wayne Coyne was doing a thing where he got in a space bubble and then just climbed out onto the crowd.
They were doing it anyway?
Yeah, just the singer.
Okay, right. Yeah.
Yes.
He had a premonition then, obviously.
Yeah. Clearly.
Wow. King Kurt, the Wheel of Misfortune. That sounds a bit dodgy. I don't know about that. So, like, basically, they probably had a wheel on. It sounds like they had like some kind of wheel that would stop saying, "Right, we're going to throw out some giblets" or something.
Yeah.
And there was that band, Fields of Nephilim. They had flour all over them, and flour was everywhere and all that. There's always been bands that, you know, where physical stuff is going to get out into the audience. Yeah. So that is, yeah, it's all going to be dead. It's going to kill rock and roll, quite frankly.
Or was rock and roll dead already?
Probably, yeah. It's probably kicking and, you know, losing on its last breath, I'd have thought, yeah. According to, who had a song called that? Rock and Roll's Dead. Someone had a song called that.
Oh, I mean, probably every edgy person.
Probably. Yeah. It's a pretty edgy title, yeah. Yeah.
But no, I don't know. I think there'll be a mix. I think there'll be, like, you know, the mad clubs and venues that do just kind of let everything happen, and then I think there'll be the more sensible places that will maybe calm down on that stuff.
Of course, that'll kind of make it more exciting. I think if you're at a gig where there's crazy stuff that you wouldn't get a kind of official, kind of Wembley type thing or whatever, you know, or O2, I guess. It'd be pretty exciting. Might be the new punk, you know. Who knows?
Totally.
Lenny Kravitz, did he have a song called? Well, I won't talk about his hygiene on stage. Jesus.
What?
Lenny Kravitz. Haven't you seen that clip of him with his trousers splitting on stage? Just look up just Google Lenny Kravitz trousers or pants or whatever they call it in America. You know, if you want to, if you haven't eaten. Yeah. So no, yeah, I think Lenny Kravitz did he have a song called Rock and Roll is Dead? Maybe he did. That's not very good for him, though, is it? If he's trying to be rock and roll.
Yeah.
Okay, let someone else have said Lenny Kravitz sang Rock and Roll is Dead. Wheel of Misfortune, you got tied to a wooden circle, had a load of snake bite tuned into your mouth. Poured, I guess he means, poured into your mouth and then spun around until you puked.
Wow.
That ain't going to happen anymore.
So, not allowed. Or hold on, I've got a new one. You have to do it in your space bubble, and then they just like shove your space bubble over, and then off you go. Way.
Oh, what? So like you're puking in your own bubble?
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, at least that's hygienic, I suppose. You know.
Yeah, and now instead of having to like, whenever you go anywhere to a gig, you'll be like, right, wallet, keys, face mask, space bubble, and you'll have your own bubble.
Yeah.
Exactly. I like it.
But are you allowed to have your friends that are in your bubble? That's what I'm wondering, you know, because that would be kind of annoying, actually, especially if one of you wanted to use the loo. I'd have thought. How do you use the loo anyway?
That is a really good question, actually, isn't it?
You'd have to have like some kind of colostomy situation.
Yeah.
I think.
Lots of plastic bags for.
Lots of plastic bags.
Things.
Yeah.
Well,
but they did it, didn't? Sorry.
That's okay. I'm just gonna grab this guy. Yeah. So I use a micro korg. This is my gal. It's light. It fits in a rucksack that you can take on a plane with you, which may or may not be how I decide what instruments I use. It's got a vocoder built into it as well, which I find very cool and helpful. And I like it. I had a Korg mini log before I had this one. And it would, especially in Edinburgh, because it's cold, because it was proper analog, if it was cold, it was so out of tune. It was the worst. Rubbish.
So that's more digital then, so that's going to be more in
reliable.
tune.
Yeah.
Yeah, reliable, that's the word, yeah. Excellent. So do you use that for recording as well, or just for gigs?
Yeah, I use this for kind of pretty much everything. I make a lot of synth sounds in the box as well, but also, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
And do you use the vocoder live then?
I'm gonna try to. The problem is when you've got the vocoder on, you can't do anything. You can't keep a bass line going or anything. But I'm working on. I've got a sample pad that is like my new thing that I'm trying to kind of essentially have backing tracks on, so I can have them going and then, you know, do more fun things on the synthesizer whilst there is, you know, backing music happening.
Right. Oh, so you don't use backing tracks, so you haven't done that yet?
I do, but I think in cabaret, like honestly, I've had people ask me like if I mime playing synth and stuff before, and I feel like I constantly have to be like, right, this is a backing track, but I made the backing track, you know? Like,
yeah, that's the thing. That's what I don't understand when people say, oh, it's not live, you know. But it's like, well,
two and two together. So with the sample pad, it like looks like I'm changing between the verse and the chorus, and I'm like playing the backing track, so people can understand more that I'm literally, you know, playing the music live, I guess.
Yeah, that's cool. And you wouldn't use, like, because a lot of people are using loops and stuff now, aren't they? I've never sort of really got into that. But...
yeah, I'm trying not to. Like with the sample pad, if you play stuff into it live, it essentially is like looping, but lots of the stuff is just kind of making different sections of songs that already exist and then just switching between the sections of the song, so it's like just a bit more interactive. Right. But yeah, I think I'm the same as you. You're like, everyone's doing this looping thing. I'm not going anywhere near it, you know?
Exactly, yeah, that puts me right off. Because I've been doing my solo thing for about nearly 10 years now, and I've always just used the backing track and just play over it, you know, I think.
Yeah. No, that's totally but I just think, people have this preconception that a backing track is, you know, I don't know, like made by some producers in a studio somewhere, completely external to you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, we literally make them, and it's just like, I don't have enough hands to play all these things right now, but
that's the thing.
You know.
Yeah, it's like, it's been so long since people started using them anyway. It's just ridiculous that people are still weird about it. But I prefer that to be heard over my guitar almost, because I spent a lot longer doing that than me just strumming now, you know, on stage. So it's more important to me. And it's kind of like, well, it's the same thing with sampling. When that came out, everyone was like, oh, they're just nicking bits of other people's music. But it's, you know, it's just like another sound that goes on a bit longer to me, and you're putting it there. It's you that's inserted it where it's supposed to be, and that's what makes the song or whatever, you know. So it's
seeing these things as a musical instrument in themselves. It's, you know, it's like the sample pad. I'm trying to use it like another instrument, but I think lots of people would just see it as, you know, pressing play. So.
Well, yeah, but then you could have a piano, like an old piano, and just say, well, it's the piano making the sound. It's not my finger. You know? So it's same principle, I think, really.
Yeah, no, it totally is, and it's weird that people are so like judgy about it.
Yeah,
but I guess also there is like a generation of, you know, DJs and whatever who really are just honestly pressing play, and everyone's like, oh yeah. And I think people are very cynical of that then maybe influences us as well.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah, some people just travel with a USB stick, don't they? It's ridiculous. John Paul Lacey says, what are some of your electronic influences?
Ooh, good question.
Hi, Terry, by the way.
Oh, hi. Yes, hi, Terry Topcat. And Ringo as well. Hello.
Yeah, hey, Ringo.
Electronic influence. I feel all the ones that are coming to my mind are like really obvious. So like 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah, but they're the best ones normally. You know, that's why they're obvious. Yeah. I'd probably say obviously.
Yeah. I tell you, like, a new, and I don't know anything about this. I don't know if it's a person, a band, a collective, but they're called Battle Tapes. I've been listening to lots of their music on Spotify, and it's great. It's like, it's just, I mean, the songs are quite, you know, not as risque structure and stuff as I normally like, but the actual, just sonically, the sounds and the synth sounds and stuff that they use are really, really great.
Okay.
So they're worth checking.
I haven't heard of them.
Battle.
That sounds good.
Yeah, they're very cool. Well, they, he, she, not sure.
Yeah. Bit of mystique. Oh, Terry says, that's Fluffer. Great. Yeah, they are. I remember they were good. And I think one of them's on here now, so that's cool. Depeche Mode and 9 Inch Nails, yes, goes without saying. Well, as far as I'm concerned, Terry.
Yeah. And then I think for me, like, I'm a bit of a drum and bass kid as well. So like the Prodigy and Pendulum and that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm trying to write like more kind of upbeat, dancey tracks at the minute as well, which is new for me. So.
Oh, cool. Right. That sounds good. I'd like to hear that. Yeah, I love the Prodigy. I didn't really get into the Prodigy till sort of like when they brought out that album with Girls on it, which is kind of like their big flop.
Yeah.
But I love that album. I can't remember what it's called now. Always Outnumbered, I think it's called.
Okay.
And that was very electronic, very almost retro electronic, that one. I love that.
Yeah.
So, but when they came out, it was kind of like, that was when we were doing Rachel Stamp, you know, full time. And it was kind of like that. We weren't really into Firestarter and all that, you know. Yeah. Mind you, the second Rachel Stamp video was done by the same person that directed Firestarter.
Oh.
And there's kind of loads of bits that look quite similar to that.
Wow.
So, but I mean, that was the antithesis of Rachel Stamp, really.
Yeah.
Prodigy at the time. But I love them now.
Isn't it? Like stuff like that at the time you're like, ugh, and then, you know, however many years later you're like, what was I thinking? This was great.
Yeah,
weird.
Exactly. It's good. Mind you, there's always bands that you will never get into, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the less said about that.
Be.
Well, Oasis, at the time it was Oasis and all that. I mean,
okay,
because that was the same time as Rachel Stamp came out, and that was like the complete opposite of what we were doing, you know.
Yeah. Wow.
The whole anorak thing, you know.
Yeah.
But they were massive, you know. Gary Newman. It's weird. I like Gary Newman, but I've never really got into him. It's weird.
Yeah, I think same. I have the same birthday. Obviously not the same age. The same birthday as Gary Newman, and
right.
I always just feel like when people mention him, I'm like, oh, my birthday friend. But
birthday buddy.
Yeah, but I name you 10 of his songs. I don't think, but the ones I know, I really like, and he's just released a new single that's really good. So it's
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that.
It's really good. And the video for it was filmed by IMX, who is also another very good electronic producery. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like
That's the guy from, he was in Sneaker Pimps originally, I think.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he was like the sort of songwriter in Sneaker Pimps. And that.
Ah, that makes sense then. Okay.
Yeah, I need to listen to more of that stuff.
That connects, and you're like, that's that person from that. And
yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Lisa, Will, how many of your songs did you use on your Saturday Probe ad? How many of my songs did I use? Probably one. I know I'm like a advert whore, but I don't put tons of songs in one advert. Do I? Maybe I did. Maybe I did a mega mix or something.
Ooh. Or
a mashup. Hey, Jonna, Ronnie Size. I don't know much Ronnie Size, Terry, actually. Do you, Laurie?
No.
That's about the size of that. Look, Prodigy's amazing. Laurie Black, you're such a great performer. This is Terry. So such a great performer. I saw you after David Ryder Prangley. Oh, okay. After David Ryder Prangley recommended and worked with you. Sorry, yeah.
I think I met Terry at the Phoenix Arts Club. I think that's where we know each other from. So it was one of the first times I did my show, Space Cadet, where I painted myself green. And this is a realization I've had recently. There's like quite a large chunk of people who have only ever seen me in the flesh green, and I think that's hilarious.
I don't think I've seen you in the flesh green, but so are you still doing that? Are you still doing the green thing?
No. So like in trying to write a new cabaret show, I'm like, I don't want to write a new show. Oh, Space Cadet was fine, but then also I have to keep reminding myself like, but you don't have to paint yourself green. I'm like, write the new show.
Yeah. I can imagine.
That, yeah.
He's great live. I think he's talking about Gary Newman, Ant Warrior. IMX, Terry loves IMX. Stuart's there, hello. Lisa says it sounded like a mashup. It was probably just some backing track that I haven't used before on here. I think that's why. I don't know. Sounded like a racket, probably. John, Brown Paper Bag song. What's that? Is that Gary Newman's song? That's not very... Jonna says, Laurie Black, you're killing me. I think that's a reference to
A good
a
way?
certain song, isn't it?
Oh,
Hmm?
Laurie Black, your kid.
Yeah.
I can't, honestly, when we were in the studio recording that, David sung that as a guide vocal, and I was like, oh, it's just pissing around, you know. David, you know, he does like that.
Yeah.
He'll make stuff up. And then when the final mix was done, he sent it to me, and I was listening, just like, yeah, like judging my own piano playing and stuff. And then he starts singing, and I was like, what the fuck is this? The actual words? So good.
That's brilliant. That's good. That's very, very memorable, that line in that song, because I can hear the melody when I see the lyrics like that. Lisa, I could hear parts from several tracks. What? I really don't know. Did I do this week, Lisa? I don't know. Star Pilates, you are wonderful at your ad whoring. Oh, that's me, I guess. Can't be anyone else. I love my signed CD. Oh, that's all right.
There we go. Say signed CDs, people love them.
They do love them, yeah. They do, and I've got plenty left to be loved. So yeah, check out scantregard.com. Terry, brown paper bag. Is that a Ronnie Size song? I don't know that. I don't know. Yes, for this week. Okay, no, I didn't. I definitely didn't put more than one song on, Lisa. I don't. Maybe I'll do that this week though. Next week, I don't know. Who knows? So yeah. So anyway, well, thank you for coming on, Laurie.
No problem. Thank you.
If anyone's got any more last-minute questions for Laurie, you're very welcome to chime in. But thanks for asking all these questions. That's great. And I'll just repeat that you're doing next Saturday, 10 o'clock on Zoom. The link is on Facebook, Laurie Black's Facebook. Yeah, and I'll be there. I think I'm going to tune in or Zoom in.
Nice.
Whatever, yeah.
Zoom in, yeah.
Yeah, I'll Zoom in.
Thank you.
What's that?
That was really good ad whoring for me as well. Thank you.
Oh, I'm good at it. You know, I'm just a seasoned horror. Oh, Terry says you're looking amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and John was on an exercise bike. Right? That's cool.
Thing. And honestly, I was just with a friend with some scissors, just going, "Should I do it?" And I did it. So, you know.
That's great if you did it yourself. Wow.
That's where.
Amazing.
Yeah. Well, you're not allowed to see your hairdresser. You learn to use the scissors. No.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that myself. I'm still trying to make out that I've got short hair by just putting it all back. Anyway, okay, thanks a lot. I'll be back next week.
Yeah, but I've seen lots of and just say nothing.
Sorry, it was cutting out then. Sorry.
Oh.
Hello?
Hello.
Oh, you're cutting your own as well. Star Pilates is cutting your own as well. Okay. All right, thanks everyone for tuning in.
Get back to our hairdresser,
and thanks, Laurie, for joining me.
Thank you.
Oh, weird. I can hear your voice, but it's like, okay, it's all out of sync now. So it's a good point to leave it.
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm gonna go. But thank you, and thanks, Will, and everyone, go check out Will. I mean, obviously you do, but do it more and buy a CD, signed CD.
Oh, yeah, thanks. As if I don't tell them enough. Thanks a lot.
No problem.
All right, take care. See you soon. Bye.
Oh.